Welcome back to my YouTube channel. The 1-cent coin, commonly known as the penny, has been a staple of American currency for more than 200 years. But did you know that one particular penny, minted in 1996, could be worth far more than its face value of just 1 cent? In fact, some collectors believe it could be worth up to $829 million. Let's dive into the fascinating world of rare coins and explore the intriguing story behind the 1996 1-cent coin and why it might be worth big money. The 1996 penny, minted in Denver, is part of the regular U.S. coinage produced for circulation. It features the familiar design by Victor David Brenner, showing the profile of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, front, with the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, back. But what makes this seemingly ordinary coin stand out from millions of others? First, let's talk about its face value. A 1996 penny is worth, well, 1 cent, the same as any other penny in circulation. But, as with many collectibles, rare anomalies can dramatically increase the value of a coin. Coin collecting is a hobby that spans centuries. It's a pursuit of history, rarity, and value. Over time, certain coins, whether due to printing errors, limited mintage, or unique characteristics, can become incredibly valuable. In fact, some coins have sold for millions of dollars at auction. A great example is the famous 1913 Liberty Head nickel, which sold for over $3 million. Or the 1943 copper penny, which is worth around $1.7 million. These incredible values are what drive numismatists, people who study and collect coins, wildly searching for the rarest specimens. Now, let's focus on the 1996 penny. This particular coin has become a topic of fascination and speculation among collectors due to a potential misstrike in its production. The U.S. Mint produces billions of pennies each year, but most of them are struck with perfection. However, occasional minting errors happen, and they can result in extremely rare coins. The 1996 penny, although seemingly ordinary, may have been part of a batch that had a significant misstrike. This error, coupled with its scarcity, could make it a coin worth far more than just 1 cent. In the world of coin collecting, the term minting error refers to coins that have imperfections due to a malfunction or mistake during the minting process. For example, a coin could have a double die, an off-center strike, or a clogged die that leaves part of the coin unstruck. These errors are often extremely rare, and they can skyrocket the value of the coin. In the case of the 1996 penny, some experts believe that a small batch of these coins could have been struck with a slight misalignment, leaving them to appear slightly off-center. While the majority of these pennies are considered standard and hold only their face value, these errors are what make certain 1996 pennies worth much more. In recent years, a particular 1996 penny has been rumored to have sold for an astonishing $829 million. This has sparked a whirlwind of excitement in the numismatic community. How is this possible? Is it just a rumor, or is there a coin out there that could fetch such a high price? The $829 million figure is not an official sale price. Rather, it's the estimated value given by certain collectors who believe this specific penny, with its minting error, could be the holy grail of 1-cent coins. This high value is based on the rarity of the error and the potential demand among collectors. If such a penny were to ever be sold at auction, it could surpass even the most expensive coins in history. So, what makes the 1996 penny, or any rare penny, so valuable? It comes down to scarcity, demand, and condition. A penny with a minting error, like a misaligned die or a double die, becomes a unique piece of history. For coin collectors, owning a coin with such an error is akin to possessing a rare artifact from the past. Additionally, the 1996 penny may have been part of a smaller batch that was unintentionally released into circulation, making it incredibly rare. Coins like these don't just hold sentimental value, they are investments. As the years go by, their value can appreciate significantly. So, how can you tell if you found a rare 1996 penny? It's all about the details. First, Check for any noticeable minting errors such as doubling on the lettering, misaligned strikes, or off-center impressions. Using a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe will help you get a closer look. If you come across a 1996 D penny that seems to have unusual features, such as a distorted Lincoln Memorial or a double date, it might be worth having it professionally graded. A coin's condition and its rarity will greatly affect its value. The 1996 D 1-cent coin is a fascinating example of how a simple piece of currency can evolve into a sought-after treasure. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone just starting in the world of numismatics, the 1996 D penny is a reminder that sometimes, even the smallest coins can hold the biggest surprises. So, the next time you reach into your pocket or dig through your change jar, keep an eye out for the 1996 D penny. Who knows? You could be holding a piece of history worth millions. Next, 2016 D 1-cent USA coin. When you think of rare coins, you might envision ancient artifacts or limited edition pieces worth millions of dollars. But what if I told you that a seemingly ordinary penny from 2016 could actually be worth an incredible $755 million? Sounds impossible, right? Well, prepare to be amazed as we uncover the fascinating story behind the 2016 D 1-cent coin, a coin that might just change the way you look at your pocket change. Let's start with the basics. The 2016 D penny is just like any other penny in circulation. It was minted in Denver, which is where the D mint mark comes from. It features the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side, with the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. This design has been used since 1959, but in 2016, the U.S. Mint made some changes to the penny's production that would set the stage for this coin's potential value explosion. At face value, the 2016 D penny is worth just 1 cent, the same as any other penny produced for circulation. But, as we'll see, there's more to this particular coin than meets the eye. Before we dive into the rare aspects of the 2016 D penny, let's talk about the U.S. Mint and its role in creating collectible coins. The Mint has been producing coins for over 200 years, and throughout that time, certain coins have become highly prized by collectors due to errors, low mintage numbers, or unique characteristics. As you might imagine, these errors can make a regular coin suddenly worth thousands, if not millions, of dollars. A perfect example of this is the famous 1943 copper penny, which can sell for over $1.7 million. Or the 1913 Liberty Head nickel, which fetched a staggering $3 million. Coins with imperfections or mistakes, like those with off-center strikes or double dies, often become the most sought after by collectors. Now, let's get to the 2016 D penny. At first glance, this coin seems like just another regular penny, but it's not. A small but significant number of these 2016 D pennies were struck with what is called a clashed die error. This is where the dies used to strike the coin become misaligned or damaged, leaving an imprint of the obverse on the reverse side, or vice versa. In the case of the 2016 D penny, some of these coins were produced with an unusual clash. The reverse of the coin, which typically shows the Lincoln Memorial, ended up with faint traces of Abraham Lincoln's face from the obverse side imprinted on it. This is a very rare and sought-after error, as it gives the coin a unique, almost ghostly appearance. You might be wondering, how rare are these clashed die 2016 D pennies? Well, the truth is, they're incredibly hard to find. Most coins that are struck with a die clash end up being melted down or removed from circulation before they can ever reach collectors. But when a clashed die coin does make it into the hands of a collector, it becomes a highly coveted piece. Because these coins are so rare and the errors are so difficult to spot, they can command a premium price at auction. Some numismatists believe that certain examples of the 2016 D penny with a clashed die could be worth upwards of $755 million, an astonishing amount for a coin that was originally worth just 1 cent. Now, let's address the $755 million question. Is this really the value of the 2016 D clashed die penny? Well, it's important to note that this estimated price comes from the speculative nature of rare coin collecting. The $755 million figure isn't based on any official sale, it's an estimated value that some collectors believe this penny could fetch if sold in the right market. But why such an astronomical price? The reason why the 2016 D penny could be worth such a fortune is based on a combination of factors. First, the rarity of the error. Only a small number of these clash die pennies exist, making them highly sought after by collectors. Second, the demand. As collectors fight to get their hands on such a rare piece, the value of the coin skyrockets. And finally, the condition of the coin. Coins that are in mint condition, or uncirculated, can fetch significantly more than coins that show signs of wear and tear. So, how can you tell if you found one of these rare 2016 D clash die pennies? It's all about the details. First, check the reverse side of the penny for any unusual marks or ghostly images. You might see faint outlines of Abraham Lincoln's face or other features from the obverse side of the coin. These are signs of a die clash. Next, use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to closely examine the details. You'll want to look for any unusual doubling or strange markings that don't belong. If you find one, it might be worth sending it to a professional coin grader for further examination. While the $755 million figure is based on speculation, it's not entirely out of the question. If one of these rare clash die 2016 D pennies were ever sold at auction, it could easily fetch a multi-million-dollar price tag due to its rarity and uniqueness. The value of rare coins is constantly fluctuating, influenced by collector interest, market trends, and the coin's rarity. If you're lucky enough to find one of these elusive pennies, it could turn out to be the find of a lifetime. The 2016 D 1-cent coin might look like any other penny, but it has the potential to be worth millions, if not hundreds of millions, of dollars. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, it's worth keeping an eye on your pocket change for rare and valuable coins like the clash die 2016 D penny. Next, 1996 D 1-cent USA coin. When you think of rare coins, you might picture gold or silver treasures that have been around for centuries. But what if I told you that a single 1996 D 1-cent coin, a simple penny, could be worth an eye-popping $549 million? It's not a fantasy, it's a real possibility. Stick with me, as we uncover the fascinating world behind the 1996 D penny and why it could be one of the most valuable coins in existence. Let's start with the basics. The 1996 D penny is a coin that was minted in Denver, hence the D mint mark. It features the well-known design of Abraham Lincoln on the front, created by Victor David Brenner, with the iconic Lincoln Memorial on the reverse side. It's a simple coin that most people might overlook, but it has a history and potential that's anything but ordinary. At face value, the 1996 D penny is, well, just worth 1 cent. In fact, that's what most people think when they see a penny. They toss it aside, not realizing that a small number of these coins could be worth millions of dollars. How? Let's dive deeper into what makes this coin so special. Coin collecting is one of the oldest hobbies in the world. People have been collecting coins for centuries, seeking out rare, unusual, or historically significant pieces. Some coins are valuable because of their age, while others have become treasures because of a mistake during the minting process. That's where the story of the 1996 D penny comes in. Coins with imperfections, or errors, are highly sought after by collectors. These imperfections could be anything from double dies to off-center strikes, and sometimes, these errors can result in coins worth tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars, depending on their rarity. It's not just the age or design of a coin that determines its value, it's the scarcity and uniqueness of a coin that can make it worth a fortune. Now, let's talk about the 1996 D penny. While it may seem like an ordinary coin, it has sparked interest due to a potential minting error. When the US Mint produces billions of pennies, sometimes mistakes happen. This could be anything from a misaligned die to a double die, or even an off-center strike. And these errors, while rare, are what make certain coins worth millions. In the case of the 1996 D penny, a small batch was believed to have been struck with a significant minting error. While most of these coins were produced with no noticeable flaws, some experts believe that a select number of 1996 D pennies were struck with a misaligned die, leaving them with an off-center strike or a slight doubling on the reverse side. These subtle differences can turn an ordinary coin into a sought-after collectible. While most 1996 D pennies are still worth just 1 cent, those with the right kind of minting flaws can command prices in the millions. Now, let's get to the heart of the matter, the potential value of a 1996 D penny. The incredible value of $549 million isn't based on any official sale of such a coin, rather, it's the estimated value that collectors and experts have speculated for a perfect, error-free specimen with a unique minting flaw. What makes this specific penny so valuable is its rarity. As you can imagine, finding a minting error in a single coin among billions of others is an extremely rare occurrence. As more collectors seek out these flawed coins, the demand increases, and so does the value. The $549 million is an estimated value based on how much the penny could be worth if it were to come up for auction, with a minting error and in pristine condition. It's not unheard of for a coin with such rarity to break records. For example, in 2002, a 1913 Liberty Head nickel sold for $3.7 million at auction. While that's a different coin with its own history, it shows that rare coins with unique errors can fetch incredible amounts of money. Minting errors, like those potentially found in the 1996 D penny, are so valuable because they're essentially a snapshot of history. A mistake made during the minting process results in a coin that can never be replicated. For collectors, this imperfection is what makes the coin so desirable. It becomes a one-of-a-kind artifact, unique in the world. Let's take a closer look at a double die error. This occurs when a coin is struck twice by the same die, causing the image or lettering to appear blurry or doubled. This kind of error can make a coin worth thousands, and in some cases, millions. The 1996 D penny, if found with such an error, could fall into this category, making it an extraordinarily rare and valuable piece. So, how do you know if you've got one of these rare 1996 D pennies? It's all about examining the details. Start by checking for any noticeable errors, like doubling on the lettering or an off-center strike. You'll want to pay particular attention to the reverse side, where a misaligned die might have left traces of Lincoln's profile or other unusual markings. Using a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe will help you spot any subtle anomalies. And remember, the condition of the coin plays a huge role in its value. The better the condition, the more likely it is to fetch a higher price, especially if it has a unique error. If you happen to stumble upon a 1996 D penny with a significant minting error, don't just toss it aside. It could be your ticket to a rare find. As time goes on and these coins become even harder to find, their value may continue to rise. So, the next time you find a 1996 D penny in your change, take a closer look. You might just be holding a piece of history worth millions. The 1996 D penny, once considered just another common coin, now has the potential to be one of the most valuable coins in history. With its potential minting errors and the fascination it sparked among collectors, it could very well be worth up to $549 million. It's a reminder that sometimes, the most unassuming things can hold incredible value. So, the next time you dig through your pocket change, don't forget about the 1996 D penny. Who knows? You might have a rare treasure worth millions just waiting to be discovered. Last 2016 D 1 cent USA coin. Imagine walking into a store, paying for your groceries, and receiving a penny as change. Sounds pretty normal, right? But what if I told you that one of these seemingly ordinary pennies could be worth $219 million? Yes, you heard that correctly, $219 million for a modern penny from 2016. It's not a fantasy, it's real, and today, we're diving into why the 2016 D 1 cent coin could be hiding a fortune worth much more than its face value. Stick around to learn about the history of the US penny, what makes this specific coin so rare, and how you could be holding a potential jackpot in your pocket right now. Before we get into the 2016 D penny, let's take a quick journey through the history of the US 1-cent coin, which has been circulating since 1793. The penny is the smallest denomination in US currency, but its story is anything but small. Over the centuries, the penny has undergone various design changes, from the famous wheatback to the Lincoln Memorial, and now, the modern shield design that we see today. In 2016, the US Mint produced billions of pennies to satisfy the need for low-denomination currency, and among these was the 2016 D penny. Although this coin may seem like a regular penny to most, it's actually one of the few modern coins that could have a shocking value. But before we talk about that, let's look at what sets the 2016 D apart from the rest. On the surface, the 2016 D 1-cent coin looks like just another penny. It has the same shield design that has been featured on pennies since 2010, and it's minted in Denver, as indicated by the D mint mark. However, a closer inspection reveals something that could make this penny worth far more than its face value. While most of the 2016 D pennies produced are standard, certain rare errors have been spotted in these coins, and it's these errors that are the key to their high value. So, what kind of errors are we talking about, and how can a simple penny be worth millions? Let's find out. One of the most important factors in determining the value of a coin is its rarity. And when it comes to the 2016 D penny, the most valuable ones are those with minting errors. One of the most sought-after errors is known as a double die error. A double die error happens when the die used to strike the coin is improperly aligned, causing the design to be stamped twice, but slightly offset from the original strike. This results in the appearance of doubling on certain parts of the coin, such as the date or lettering. In the case of the 2016 D penny, some of these coins show clear doubling on the year 2016 and the word Liberty. These errors are extremely rare, and when they occur on a modern coin like the 2016 D penny, it creates a unique piece that attracts the attention of serious coin collectors and investors. Because of the rarity and uniqueness of these error coins, their value can soar to incredible heights. In fact, a perfectly graded 2016 D penny with a double die error could be worth millions of dollars, and we're talking about $219 million in some rare cases. Now, you might be asking yourself, how does a penny, worth just 1 cent, become valued at $219 million? The answer lies in the rarity of the double die error and the incredible demand for rare coins among collectors and investors. Coins with minting errors are highly prized because they are unique pieces of history. In recent years, rare error coins like this have skyrocketed in value. While most 2016 D pennies are worth only their face value, the ones with a double die error are a different story entirely. These error coins are incredibly rare, and the fewer that exist, the higher the price will go. At high-profile auctions, it's not uncommon for a rare error coin like the 2016 D penny to fetch hundreds of thousands, or even millions, of dollars. Some experts predict that as time goes on and more collectors enter the market, the price for these rare pennies could climb even higher, reaching a value of $219 million in the near future, depending on demand, the condition of the coin, and market trends. Now that you know how rare and valuable these error pennies can be, you're probably wondering, how can I tell if my 2016 D penny is one of the rare, error-struck coins? Let's break it down. First, focus on the date. If you notice that the digits of 2016 appear doubled, either slightly to the left or right of the original impression, you may have found an error coin. The doubling is usually most noticeable on the top or bottom of the numbers. Next, check the word Liberty and In God We Trust. If you spot any signs of doubling in these areas as well, it's a strong indication that the coin may be a double die error. If you think you found one of these rare error pennies, it's a good idea to get the coin professionally graded and authenticated by a reputable service such as the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC. A high-quality grade can significantly increase the value of your coin. As time passes, the value of rare coins tends to increase. The 2016 D penny with a double die error is a modern coin, and while its value may not be as high today as older, rare coins, it's expected to continue appreciating in the future. Coins like the 2016 D penny represent a unique opportunity for collectors and investors. As the number of these error coins decreases over time, the rarity of the remaining examples will only make them more valuable. For those who own one, now might be the perfect time to start thinking about the future value. So, next time you come across a 2016 D penny, take a moment to examine it closely. It could be worth far more than just 1 cent. While not every 2016 D penny will make you a millionaire, those with a double die error could be worth hundreds of thousands, or even millions, in the future. Thanks for watching this deep dive into the 2016 D 1 cent coin and its potential to be worth big money. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss out on more fascinating coin discoveries. Who knows? Your next penny could be worth a fortune.